Radio does not own copyright for this copyrighted material, but under Section 107 United States Copyright Office, Copyright Act 1976, this video, the music and content it contains is for education and or entertainment purposes.
Family members were back in this neighborhood again today, passing out flyers they had made up in search of 18-year-old Latisha Fraizer, last seen by residents here last week.
Last Monday.
I see, and nobody's seen her since.
Nope, I haven't seen her since.
She left her job at McDonald's in Temple Hills, Maryland, came through here and disappeared. Didn't pick up her paycheck last Thursday. Didn't come home to see about her daughter, family members said.
You have a child?
Yeah. Diamond Fraizer, 3 years old.
Heard she was missing, but I haven't seen her.
You're the father of her son, her daughter?
Caroline Fraizer, the missing woman's mother, was back at 7th Police District headquarters again today, joined by a host of family members and friends frustrated that police did not classify Latisha as a critical missing person.
And that's what I feel, truthfully, that is foul play, because that's not my daughter's character at all. To not get in touch with her mother, especially to talk to her child.
We've been out here almost every day, passing flyers at night, going up and down these streets, trying to find her daughter.
The group, including an attorney friend, met with police detectives pleading their case.
As we re-interviewed her and more information was obtained, we felt that it's more important to classify this as a critical missing person and to throw the resources of a critical missing person behind it.
More help and hope for a family who desperately want to know where Latisha Fraizer is.
I mean, I've been out there every day, like I said.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to BuzzSweet Talk Radio's True Crime Tuesdays with your girl, Kandis. Some of you may know me by Love and Sunrays on YouTube. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's feeling good, healthy, and safe. We're on episode 2, and this is the story of Latisha Fraizer. This one's going to be done just a little bit differently because I kind of know one of the suspects in this case, and so I want to give a little bit of backstory so that you guys can kind of feel how creepy the situation is. All right, so well over a decade ago, I had an ex-boyfriend whose best friend got his girlfriend pregnant at a very young age. I believe they were both 19 when she got pregnant. Her name is Cynthia. She didn't come around very much, but when she did, she seemed very shy and quiet for the most part. She did exhibit what some may call aggressive tendencies, meaning she was like prone to fights and stuff like that, but that energy was normally directed at her boyfriend whenever she was around us, not at us. She was one of those girls you just kind of knew not to mess with her because she was kind of crazy. Though she was quiet, she still engaged with others, and she could be very lively at times, very energetic, very talkative. But after she had her baby boy, she started coming around more often, and we all loved her baby. He was so full of life. He was very cute, and he smiled a lot. He seemed to respond when we spoke to him. He loved peekaboo. He loved certain types of music, and he would smile when certain types of music came on. He was also very quiet, and when we babysat him, he didn't cry at all, like literally at all. The only time, in fact, that he cried was when Cynthia held him, which was strange. When I first noticed this, I figured it had something to do, maybe it was like the child would grow out of it, and that maybe he just formed a greater attachment to his father than his mother, because when the father picked him up, he was fine. While that is unusual, it can happen where the child has an affinity for the father as opposed to the mother. It's very rare, but it happens. Cynthia and I had never really talked one-on-one. We were always in a group setting, but after having her baby, she started coming over to the apartment alone more often. And she, oddly started talking to me alone. Most of the conversation was about her baby and the way that he reacts to her. And she seemed very upset about this. She wondered what could she do to fix it. I don't know why she came to me because I've never been a mother. But I figured, even though at the time our one-on-one conversations felt strange, they didn't seem that unusual to me because I figured she just needed positive female energy. She just needed that, because she was a new mother. And I'm a very nurturing person, so I kind of chalked it up to that. I said, well, maybe that's why she's talking to me about this. I don't know. Around this time, we had started seeing news reports about a missing girl from our neighborhood. And this was nothing new. People go missing and turn up dead all the time in the infamous southeast quadrant of DC. And while people go to DC year-round to take a look at the beautiful tourist attractions, it is still one of the most dangerous places in the country. Dubbed the murder capital, DC is a place where you find burning bodies in trash cans and shooting victims abandoned in their cars on a regular basis. While watching the news, we learned about 18-year-old Latisha Fraizer, who was a single-teen mom that had gone missing. But as I said, we didn't think much of this as you become desensitized to these type of news reports over time. One day, while the local news was on the TV in the background in the living room, Cynthia, who was there with her son and his father, just stormed out of the apartment. I figured she may have been upset because she knew the missing woman that was being discussed on the news segment. I figured the girl in the picture must have been her friend or something. Little did we know she was one of the people involved in Latisha's disappearance. An imposter had been among us the entire time. So I just told you guys about that to give you guys some insight into what it was like to be around one of the suspects around the time of the murder and, after the murder and things like that. So let's get into the details of what happened to Latisha. Okay.